All right, so how do I say this? That man was never planning on having a family with you. He got you pregnant to slow you down, number one. Number two, he wanted to make sure that nobody else can have you, meaning another man can't have you. Number three, he wanted lifetime access to you. And I feel like a lot of us as women, we do not understand that these men will do anything to prevent being lonely, to prevent being alone. That's why they project that onto us so much. You're going to die alone. You're going to die alone, because they're afraid of being alone. So yes, they will do weird shit like this in order for that to not happen.
The male switch up is real. The most beautiful women are getting rejected and put on the back burner. The moment he has you hooked, he's going to put you on a bench. These men's toxic behavior is relentless, and they'll beat you down into a pulp. They'll just hop off of you and hop on to the next girl. Just like Jeezy said, I got one baby mama, one chick, one wife. The plan was never to commit. The plan was to build the roster. And so these women are talking about it on social media. And now we're going to decenter all of this. Everyone goes through this, but when it's a beauty influencer, it's plastered all over the internet. Take Arnell Armon, for example.
So I'm 30 weeks today, and I'm gonna start doing bump dates because I think this is when people do them, right?
So I came across this tweet. It says, watching Arnell Armon's video and listening to her narrating how her baby daddy switched up on her when she got pregnant, he was telling her that she was no longer submissive enough and that she wasn't cooking or serving him as much anymore while she was pregnant. Okay, cool. I retweeted it. I'm like, oh, I feel sorry for Arnell. But then I come across this tweet. I have Arnell's video on in the background, and woo, that man did her dirty. Then someone quoted that and said, I'm sorry, but I have little faith for women who procreate with men after a month of knowing them. Why you crying to us? Ooh. I can say anytime that Alyssa posted her sister, Arnell always gave like airhead vibes, like ditzy, like naive. And you... a month? And don't get me wrong, like those fairy tale endings, they be beautiful, they be sounding good, and they happen rarely. But for you to get on the internet crying about how somebody you met after a month is treating you a certain way when you got pregnant, what you want us to do about it?
Phew, that was hard to watch. And not because of Arnell, because of how ugly that girl was talking about her. But aside from that, I looked at the comments and people weren't really feeling this. One person wrote, a man can switch up on you 1 year, 3 years, 15 years down the line. Everything isn't a think piece. Y'all are Aggie. Another person wrote, sometimes there's nothing to do. You just have to remember to be empathetic. These are real people, not gossip fodders. She's always been transparent.
Low-key, having a baby with a man is one of the most scariest things ever. Because as much as you want to show your kid a good example of two people like being together, loving on each other, and like show them what it's like to be in a healthy relationship, a healthy, happy home, it's like you never really know what version of that man you're gonna get, like, when you're pregnant. And low-key, he might not even know what version of himself he's gonna give you when you're pregnant. Because you can get a different version of him before you're pregnant, while you're pregnant, after you're pregnant. If things don't work out, you can get like 4 different versions of him. And if you're married, you could still get 4 different versions of him, so it don't even matter. Men are cheating on their wives that are pregnant. And it's crazy when people say do a better job picking men, because there might be different sides to this man. I don't know which one I'm gonna get today.
So someone asked me, how do narcissists treat you when you are pregnant by them? Sometimes narcissistic people will spaz out when you become pregnant by them or when you get them pregnant. Sometimes when you become pregnant by them, they will absolutely start the discard phase. They will discard you and try to treat you horribly and sometimes they will ghost you through the entirety of the pregnancy. And strangely enough, right when you're about to give birth, right when the time of birth arrives, that person might try to hoover you and come back into the picture. Yep. In your moments of vulnerability, that narcissistic person might swoop back in the 9th month and try to be a super parent. Hey, I'm sorry. I haven't been there. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what I needed to do, but I know what I want now. I want my family back. I want us to be a family and be together. And does that work when they pop up right before you go to the hospital and things like that? Yeah, it does work sometimes because you're vulnerable.
He's describing a narcissist that wants to keep you hanging on by a string, discarding you when you need them the most, and then popping back up in the last second so that they can be seen like a hero. Because so many men are absent fathers, he thinks anything he does is golden. That's a form of breadcrumbing. Don't accept it. Because he's going to repeat the cycle once you're vulnerable again. A constant effort to reduce your standards. Warning, a man who left you and destroyed your mental health during your pregnancy cannot be the love of your life.
I don't think people understand just how much people change on you when you get pregnant. And that's not something I ever understood because my sister told me about it, but then I was just like, you know, what do you mean people change? I don't get it. I get it now because I have 5 family members who have just decided I'm the worst person ever. That they don't want to be in my life. But when I decide to tell them, oh no, you can't come over, you can't be in my bubble, and all the stuff I was trying to include you in before, you're not allowed it anymore. They now want to be involved. And they had to block my own mother. Had to block her. And that was crazy because I blocked her before. And she deserved it every single time. I'm very tired. I'm very tired. I'd like to mention more people, but I think right now I'm not gonna. It's not really worth the stress or anything. But if you get pregnant, I expect people to change on you for the good or the bad or both, because sometimes they do the both. It's moved me and my second oldest sister closer together. And she literally told me, if you need me to come to your house after you get done having a baby, I will take off of work and I will take care of you. And I was moved. Because when I was younger, she was put in a predicament she should not have been put in by my mother, had to take care of me, and I had to leave her house because she was still putting her life together and things did not pan out. But we have reconnected. Although my mom, my sister, my brother, and 2 other people, not blood kin to me, just think I'm the worst person ever. And they think I'm the worst person ever right now, but they're really fixing to think I'm the worst person ever because I've not said anything about the shade and the disrespect and the outright calling me names. My mother did that. But they're not going to be able to come around. And I want them to keep that same energy. Do you? Because I'm going to do us.
What man switches up after getting a woman pregnant you've known for 3 years? They can easily slide in other girls' DMs, never bother asking about the baby while leading you on. To my baby daddy who switched up after I got pregnant, these girls are in pain. These women are in pain because they have to take care of a huge responsibility all on their own. When a man switches up on you after he gets you pregnant, he's no longer hurting just you. He's hurting an innocent unborn soul that deserves 2 healthy parents and a healthy relationship. Women are being forced to leave these toxic men behind.
Don't mind if I play any Summer Walker, do you?
No, I love Summer Walker.
Oh, you love Summer Walker? Me too. Yeah, I'm not like them other guys. I don't like the Drake, Travis, the boom, 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 heavy music. Yeah, I like slow melody. Yeah, what's up?
What was your favorite song from her last album? That was a really good album.
There's a lot of cases of men humiliating the bride at the wedding. And the reason for this is because marriage is indentured servitude. So the man knows once you agree to marry him, he got you. And these days, you're not likely to get much in a divorce unless he has a lot of money. And chances are he doesn't. Chances are he knows he don't got shit for you to take in the divorce, or you signed some type of prenuptial agreement, or he already has his ways of screwing you, like secret bank accounts that you don't know about. Whatever the case may be, there's men who do a lot of insidious things to avoid losing anything in a divorce. So the man ain't too worried about the divorce because he knows you probably gonna leave the divorce with less than you came in the marriage with. So he ain't concerned about it. As much as these men like to say, oh, men lose in the divorce, they know majority of the time they don't. A lot of cases, women have to walk away from divorce empty-handed because the marriage is either so abusive or it's just not worth the money and she just needs to leave with her sanity and peace and get out in one piece. Now, if he's a real evil man, he'll go as far as trying to take custody of your kids in the divorce, and he knows he has the power that he can do that too. But once a man has you agree to marriage, he knows he trapped you. He feels he got himself a permanent dummy. So once you're at the wedding, he starts right away humiliating you. He starts picking up right away. There's so many stories of this, of women who get married and literally at the wedding, the man starts humiliating her and acting like an ass. Like the man, it could be years. And I was with someone who acted like amazing for like 2 years straight. I mean, he was a psychopath, but I can see how women can fall for someone pretending to be something they're not for years and really think, wow, I'm going to marry this man. This is a wonderful man. And once you get married, he tricks you. Boom. Who is this guy, right? Like, this is why I don't encourage women to marry men, because once you marry him, that's when the games really begin. See, if you don't marry him, he knows you can just walk away any given time, any given moment, no problem. When you marry someone, you have to get a divorce. You have to go through legal proceedings to escape this person legally. So it's really, really much harder to leave and walk away from this person. And men know that. Men know once they marry you, it's much harder to walk away from them, which is why they up the ante and start acting a fucking fool once they get you married. See, when you're not married, the man knows you can walk away any given time. And granted, some men just overall treat women like shit, whether they marry them or not. But there are some men who play that good guy role, who act like such a wonderful man, and once they get married, boom, the mask comes. There's a lot of narcissists and psychopaths who will not show their true self until they get married. And there's just a lot of men in general who will not show their true self until they get married, because they want to secure someone who is not easily going to walk away. And once they feel they secured that someone who can't just up and leave them, that's when the games begin. And because of how men pull the bait and switch and how good they are at pretending to be someone they're not, and how they change up even after years. You think you know this man and he changes up, and just knowing men, it would take a lot for me to agree to marriage.
She is spot on. I saved a recording from one of my ex-relationships and listened to the things he told me.
Perfect timing, too. It was perfect fucking timing. You thought you was gonna do something with your life. And stop it. Nip it in the bud, nigga. You get for depending on the man, nigga. That's what you get. And nip your ass in the bud, nigga. That's what you get for depending on the man, nigga.
It would take a lot for me to agree to walk into that prison cell handcuffing myself. Like, yes! I can't wait to go into indentured servitude. I can't wait to enter hell. Like, it would take a lot for me to just willingly put myself into bondage. But my hat goes off to you ladies who continue to keep trying to do it, hoping for a good result. You know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. We are not experiencing any different than our great-grandmothers. There are women in other countries who are in their 50s and 60s who are experiencing the same things as 21-year-old girls. That's a red flag. Maybe we should ixnay on the marriage, huh?
People often blame women for marrying bad guys who are bad dads, when in reality, what typically happens is they married really great guys who on paper seemed like they were gonna be really good dads. And then when the kids came, It shook it all up and they didn't pan out. They wanted to be a dad, but they didn't want to have to parent. And that's typically where the issues arise. Men love the idea of a house and a wife and kids, but they were not prepared for the amount of work that it takes to actually have all of those things. And now they're marrying women who expect equal partnerships, a partner who is going to participate equitably in the home. They're going to do the domestic labor like dishes and laundry and cleaning, and not just the lawn and the oil changes. They're expecting a dad who's not just going to come in and give the kids a kiss on the head at bedtime, but who's actually going to know the bedtime routine. This is the problem. Women expect more now from our male counterparts. We do not just expect them to go to work, come home, and give us a kiss and a smile. We expect them to participate in the house. Also, many of us are now out there in the workforce with them. And so we are looking for equal partners at home. And so these men, the reason this switch happens, I think, and it's so hard, is because society has prepared us women, has prepared us for this shift, but it has not prepared men. And it is a ton of work, and they are not prepared, and they did not anticipate us expecting them to participate. And when we do, it is catastrophic to their life. And so I highly encourage you, if you are married to a man, to do the work before kids. Lay it all out, put it on paper. These are all the things that are required to raise children and to have a home. Let's put our names down, let's take ownership, let's see who is going to do what. So when this baby comes, it is not all on mom. Set the stage early, because what happens is mom or the birthing person has this baby, and she might be physically attached, right? She physically birthed this baby. Maybe she's breastfeeding, whatever it might be. She is physically taking ownership of this baby. So it's easy for dad to back away from that responsibility altogether. But that piles on and on and on. And as dads start to tiptoe their way out of responsibility, moms have to lean in even more. And the problem is, when men lean out, women continue to lean in because we will not let our children suffer. And I think that's what really happens here, is we refuse to drop the ball for the sake of our kids. And so when this is all piling on top of us, we just keep it because we want them to have a great life. And when you try to disrupt that, when you try to have your partner later into the journey switch gears, it is very difficult. So I encourage women like Justine, who's asking the question about how to find a great guy who's going to be a great dad, is to talk about it often and early. Ask them what they anticipate doing when you have a baby. If you're breastfeeding, what are they doing to help you in the middle of the night? If you're pumping, are they washing your pump parts? What are they doing to participate equally in the home and in the caretaking of kids? Because having children disrupts your life in the best of ways, but it really can take a huge toll on a marriage for so many reasons. But having men who lean out
Why men switch up after sex? You're really gonna dislike me for talking to you about this, but I know you need to hear it, but it's really embarrassing for me to. See, here's the thing. A lot of guys are gonna deceive you in order to get what they want from you. You know what they want from you. Because they know what you want from them, they will present themselves in a way that is most desirable to you so that they can get from you what they want. It's a very messed up game, okay? Your job is to determine who is serious from who is unserious. But in all honesty, the reason he's switching up is not because things changed. It's not because he lost feelings for you. It's not because you did something. It's because he never liked you in the first place. And the reason that it pains me to say that is because I know it hurts, but a lot of these guys don't like you. They don't like your personality. They don't like the person that you are. They don't like hanging out with you. They don't like anything about you. They just pretend to like you so that they can get what they want from you. I'm sorry. But there will be guys that do like you for who you are. You just have to do a good job of making them wait long enough so that you can determine whether or not they're someone who is truly interested in you or if they're interested in getting inside you. If they switch up on you after sex, it's because you didn't do a good job of understanding if he was truly interested in you or if he was just interested in being inside of you. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm sorry.
What you are about to witness is a young woman who met a man on an online dating app. Apparently, he looks innocent, harmless, but pay close attention to what happens next. There is nothing this young woman could have done to deserve this. The switch up is real. Ladies, be safe while dating. This demon was sentenced to 17 years for the murder of this British backpacker named Gracie.